All right, welcome back. So we left off with basic connectivity between PC1 and PC2 through VLAN 200 across two switches. So I guess let's take. Why don't we do this? Why don't we add another PC to switch 2? So let's drop another PC in here. We'll call it a PC3. And let's bring him down here. Let's go ahead and connect him to switch 2. Like so. We'll fire him up. And we'll bring him up. So we're going to put him in VLAN 300, right? So show IP. We can see it's brand new, nothing on it. IP is going to be 10.1.2.13 since he's PC3, so we'll make him 13, and he's in VLAN 300, so he's going to get the 2 dot. So /24. His gateway will be 2.1. We'll follow suit with that. There should not be any duplicates because he's the only one in that VLAN. So show IP. Alright, so we're good there. So let's go ahead and get VLAN 300 created on switch 2. So show VLAN brief. So we've only got VLAN 200 and it's only in port Ethernet 0/0. So we're going to do VLAN 300. We'll give it a name, VLAN 300. Remember, if I try to see that VLAN before I exit configuration mode, it won't be there until I hit exit. Now it shows up, but it's not affiliated with any ports, right? So now we're going to go into ETH 0/1. We're going to give it a description. We're going to say to a PC3. We're going to give it switch port mode access, switch port access VLAN 300, and we'll give it spanning tree port fast. So now if I do show VLAN brief, we should see VLAN 300 is up and active, and it's tied to port Ethernet 0/1. Now if you remember from our previous video, we now need to define VLAN 300 on switch 1, because if we don't, it's not going to have any place to go, and that's actually where the default gateway is going to get defined as well. So let's go back to switch 1. Show VLAN brief. Let's go ahead and create VLAN 300. Name will be VLAN 300. Now, before I create the default gateway IP address, which as you can see is not there, we just have VLAN 200. We didn't do 300 yet. I want to make the point to show the trunk. So when we show interface trunk, we've still got that trunk 0/3 connecting the two switches together. And we can see that 300 is now allowed on that trunk. So you'll learn about pruning and the ability to only allow certain VLANs across trunks, which is definitely a common practice out in the field. So what I mean by that is if we show run interface ETH E0/3, essentially what we're looking at is a trunk that allows every and all VLANs that are defined on the switch across it. Okay, if we wanted to change that behavior, you can come in the ETH 0/3 and you can actually type switch port trunk allowed VLAN, and I'm going to hit the question mark here. Now we can say all, which is essentially what it's doing now. It's just allowing everything. Or we can dictate a specific VLAN. So in our case, we would need 200 and 300. So if I type that command, and now I do show run interface E0/3, now you can see the difference. Now it's only allowing 200 and 300 versus before it was allowing essentially everything. And we knew it was allowing everything because when we typed the command show interface trunk, we saw that it was allowing 2 and 3. As soon as we created 300, it started allowing it. So now if I do show interface trunk, we can see that it's still allowing 200 and 300, but the change in behavior here is we're only allowing those two. So just for fun, if I create VLAN 400 and give it name VLAN 400 and end out, now if I show interface trunk, you can see it didn't automatically attach 400 to the trunk, which is kind of what we're looking for, right? We're only specifying 200 and 300, not everything. And that was the difference in behavior there. So let's leave that as is. While we're here, let's go ahead and create that default gateway. So let's do interface VLAN 300. We're going to say description VLAN 300. What we should have did in the last one was call it the gateway, because that's technically what it is. But we're going to give it IP address 10.1.2.1. That's a /24. And remember, we have to no shut it because it's administratively down. So let's no shut it. We should get the console message to say that it's up, which is good. So in theory, right, we've created the gateway. It's on switch 1. We've created the VLAN. It's attached to the trunk. And switch 2 also has VLAN 300 created, which if we show interface trunk over here, it's attached to that trunk as well. The only thing now we've got to do is attach it to, did we do that? E01. Yes, we did that. That's fine. So let's go to PC3 and let's try to ping its gateway. Okay, so it can ping the gateway, so that's perfect, right? So now we've kind of introduced another VLAN. We've now pruned the trunk on one side to only allow 200 and 300. We see that we still have connectivity, which is good. So we're kind of introducing some new pieces to the puzzle here, and we're doing it on one side versus the other to kind of demonstrate that it still has no bearing on functionality. It still allows you to pass traffic even though you're pruning a VLAN on one side. So now let's do this. Let's go to PC1. Well, PC1 might need to get restarted here. Let's start him back up. Okay, let's reconnect. Show IP. Right, so let's do IP 10.1.1.11/24 and his gateway is 10.1.1.1. Okay. Let's ping his gateway. Okay, good. And then let's ping 10.1.2.1. Okay, we can ping that, which is awesome. So that's the other gateway. That's VLAN 300's gateway. And then let's try to ping 10.1.2.13. And now we can see that we have inter-VLAN connectivity through 2 switches, right? So if we trace route to 10.1.2.13, so we can see that we've gone through our default gateway, and then we can see that we've hopped over to VLAN 300 in this case, and we're able to get reachability to PC3. So that is inter-VLAN connectivity through a trunk across 2 switches between 2 PCs. So we'll take a break there. I think what we can introduce now is maybe we add another link between these switches and introduce the concept of a port channel or an ether channel to the environment. So let's stop here for the moment. Next video we'll pick up and we'll do a ether channel or port channel.